Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace, mercy, and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Imagine a world where each day fills you with peace, clarity, and a deep sense of purpose. What if there was one powerful verse from the Qur'an that could help you experience this transformation in just 7 days? A verse so profound that, by embracing its wisdom, your life could change in ways you never thought possible. In a world full of noise and distractions, sometimes we just need a simple, powerful truth to guide us. Today, we'll explore one such verse, a verse that has the potential to bring immense peace and direction to anyone who applies it. The Quran, with its timeless wisdom, offers guidance for every moment of our lives. And the verse we're about to discuss is one that has transformed the hearts and minds of millions over the centuries. Let's dive into this life-changing message and see how it can help you unlock a new chapter of peace and purpose in your life. Before starting this video, don't forget to like this video, because it gives us a lot of strength to continue sharing beneficial content. And I invite you to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell to stay informed of our next publications on the Islamic faith. Share it with your loved ones and leave a comment to tell me what you think. Thank you and good video. This verse, often referred to as a life-changing gem, is found in Surah At-Tawbah, verse 51. It reads, "Say, never will we be struck except by what Allah has decreed for us. He is our protector, and upon Allah let the believers rely." This powerful verse serves as a profound reminder of the fundamental truth. Allah's will is always in control. It teaches us the importance of surrendering to Allah's plan, even when life seems overwhelming or unpredictable. When faced with trials, doubts, or challenges, it's easy to feel lost or uncertain. However, this verse encourages us to trust that everything we face, whether good or bad, is part of Allah's divine wisdom. In a world where people are constantly seeking control and reassurance, this verse asks us to relinquish our need to control every situation. It reminds us that there is comfort in trusting that what happens to us is exactly what was meant to be. Allah, as our protector, ensures that we are never alone in our struggles. The verse calls us to rely on Him fully, no matter the circumstances we may be going through. When we truly internalize this teaching, it doesn't just change our mindset, it transforms the way we experience life itself. Instead of living in fear or doubt, we are empowered by a deep sense of peace and trust in Allah's plan. This is where true resilience begins, the resilience that comes from faith, rather than from trying to control every outcome on our own. Now, I want to hear from you. How do you typically react when faced with adversity? Do you trust in Allah's plan, or do you struggle with uncertainty? It's normal to feel uncertain at times, but the strength lies in how we respond to those moments. Share your thoughts below, and let's have an open discussion on how faith can reshape our responses to life's challenges. Together, we can support each other in learning how to place our full trust in Allah's wisdom. Understanding the meaning, deeper explanation, Surah At-Tawbah, verse 51, encapsulates one of the most transformative teachings of the Quran, true reliance on Allah, tawakkul. It states, "Say, never will we be struck except by what Allah has decreed for us. He is our protector, and upon Allah let the believers rely." At first glance, this verse may appear to simply offer comfort in difficulty, but its message is far deeper. It is an invitation to let go of the illusion of control and to embrace divine wisdom. It's a shift in perspective, from asking, "Why is this happening to me?" to understanding, "This is happening for me, according to the wisdom of Allah." In today's fast-paced world, filled with stress, uncertainty, and emotional turmoil, This verse cuts through the noise. Many people live in constant anxiety about their careers, health, relationships, and future. This verse reminds us that nothing befalls us unless it is decreed by the one who loves us more than we can imagine. And if he is our protector, then even our pain is purposeful. But relying on Allah doesn't mean we stop trying. It means we do our best with full trust that the outcome, whatever it may be, is ultimately for our benefit. It's this surrender that gives us inner peace. It's this trust that quiets the storm. Real life story, linking Quran to modern life. Let's look at a real story from our world today. Fatima, a mother of 3 from Syria. When civil war ravaged her home, Fatima lost everything: her house, her neighborhood, her sense of safety. Forced to flee with her children, she ended up in a refugee camp in Jordan. Most people in that situation would feel broken, hopeless. But Fatima had something that kept her going: her faith. Every day, she would recite Surah At-Tawbah, verse 51. She reminded herself that Allah had not abandoned her. He was her protector, even in a tent, even in the chaos. Instead of letting the trauma define her, Fatima leaned into that belief. Slowly, she began organizing small gatherings for other women in the camp, offering them emotional support and sharing Quranic wisdom. That small act turned into something much larger. Today, Fatima runs a micro-enterprise teaching women how to sew and earn an income. When asked what kept her going, she simply said, "I knew Allah didn't put me here to punish me, but to strengthen me. He was with me the entire time." This is the power of true tawakkul. It doesn't erase hardship, but it changes how we walk through it. Now it's your turn. Have you ever experienced a moment where relying on Allah helped you find peace during a storm? Maybe it was during a loss, a setback, or a time when nothing made sense. Yet your faith carried you through. Share your story in the comments below. Your experience could be the reason someone else finds hope today. Let's inspire one another with real-life examples of faith in action. The power of surrender. Understanding. Surrender. Surrendering to Allah doesn't mean giving up. It's not a passive act. It is, in fact, one of the most courageous and active choices a believer can make. True surrender, tawakkul, is choosing faith over fear, trust over anxiety, and action over despair. It's saying, "I will do my best, and I will leave the outcome to Allah." We often associate surrender with weakness, but in Islam, surrender is strength. It means you trust the one who sees what you cannot, the one who knows your past, your future, and every hidden detail of your heart. When you surrender to Allah, you are freeing yourself from the burden of needing to control everything, which is a source of immense emotional weight for many people today. Modern society promotes the idea that you are in control of your destiny. And while human effort is vital in Islam, the ultimate outcome is always in Allah's hands. Recognizing this balance is where surrender becomes transformative. You do what you can, then hand it over to the Creator, knowing He is the best of planners. When we surrender, we are not abandoning responsibility. We are aligning our efforts with divine wisdom, and in that alignment comes peace. Real-life example, linking Quran to real stories. Let me share the story of Ahmed, a young professional living in Lagos, Nigeria. Ahmed had been working for years at a tech startup, pouring his heart into it, believing it was his future. Then, without warning, the company folded. He was jobless, his savings were running low, and offers weren't coming in. For months, Ahmed spiraled into stress and anxiety. Then one night, while listening to the Quran, he heard the verse from Surah At-Tawbah again. Say, "Never will we be struck except by what Allah has decreed for us. He is our protector. And upon Allah let the believers rely." It hit him like a thunderclap.
For the first time in weeks, he felt calm. He realized he'd been trying to carry a burden that wasn't his alone to carry. That night, Ahmed made a conscious decision. He would continue applying for jobs, but he would surrender the outcome entirely to Allah. With that renewed faith, his energy shifted. He started a small tech YouTube channel to help others learn coding while he searched. Months later, he was offered a position at a well-known international firm. Not just a job, but a dream opportunity that aligned more with his values and interests than his previous role ever did. Ahmed now says, "The moment I surrendered to Allah, my anxiety dropped and my clarity returned. I did less, but trusted more, and Allah opened doors I never knew existed." This is the power of surrender. It lifts the burden from your soul and places it into the hands of the one who never errs. How do you find peace in moments of uncertainty? When everything feels out of your control, how do you respond? Surrendering to Allah can feel like a leap of faith, but it's the leap that saves us. Share your experience in the comments below. How has surrendering to Allah's plan shaped your life? What's the hardest part of trusting His will, and how do you overcome it? Let's open our hearts and encourage one another with stories of surrender that led to strength. Sometimes, your experience is exactly the sign someone else needs to see today. The 7-day challenge, the 7-day transformation. Now that we've uncovered the powerful message of Surah At-Tawbah, verse 51, it's time to put it into action. Faith is not just a feeling, it's a daily practice. So here's something practical you can start today. A 7-day challenge that will help you internalize this verse, transform your mindset, and deepen your relationship with Allah. Say, "Never will we be struck except by what Allah has decreed for us. He is our protector. And upon Allah let the believers rely." Each day, you'll reflect, respond, and reconnect with Allah through this verse. It doesn't require major life changes, just a few moments of intention, honesty, and faith. Whether you're facing a trial or simply seeking clarity, these 7 days can reshape how you experience your life. Step-by-step guide. The 7-day challenge, day 1. Awareness and release. Start your day by reading Surah At-Tawbah, verse 51. Sit quietly and reflect on the idea of letting go. Ask yourself, what can I release to Allah today? Write it down or say it aloud. Feel the weight lift from your shoulders. Day 2. Trust in uncertainty. During any stressful moment, recite the verse, out loud or silently. Remind yourself, Allah's plan is always better than mine. Feel the calm that comes from surrender. Day 3. Prayer with trust. Face a challenge with prayer instead of panic. Whether it's a tough decision, an argument, or anxiety, pray with the belief that Allah's wisdom is guiding you. Let this verse echo in your heart. He is our protector. Day 4. Reflect on past surrenders. Think back to a time when things worked out better than expected after you trusted Allah. Write it in your journal or share it with a close friend. Acknowledge the blessing hidden in that surrender. Day 5. Gratitude grounding. Make a list of 5 blessings you are grateful for, big or small. Say Alhamdulillah after each one. Let that gratitude open your heart to the divine wisdom already present in your life. Day 6. Strength in struggle. If hardship hits today, respond not with fear, but with this verse. Say, He is our protector. Visualize Allah's mercy surrounding you. Remind yourself that surrender isn't giving up. It's leaning on eternal strength. Day 7. Transformation and reflection. Pause. Reflect on the journey. Ask yourself, how have my thoughts and actions changed this week? Has my relationship with Allah deepened? Capture these reflections in a journal or voice memo. They're evidence of growth. Real-life story. Aisha's 7-day turnaround. Like Ahmed, others have experienced real change through this verse.
like Aisha, a single mother living in Cairo. After a painful divorce, she felt abandoned, ashamed, and overwhelmed. But instead of remaining in despair, she accepted a 7-day challenge shared by a friend, focusing only on this verse each day. She spent a few minutes each morning in quiet reflection, reciting the verse and releasing her worries to Allah. Slowly, the panic faded. The shame was replaced with strength. By day 7, Aisha had registered for an online course in accounting. Today, she runs a small business helping other divorced women become financially independent. Aisha says, "Each time I recited the verse, I remembered that Allah hadn't left me. He was protecting me. That belief changed everything." Are you ready to take on this challenge? Faith is strongest when it's lived. Commit to this 7-day transformation and tell us about your experience. In the comments below, share how you're integrating this Quranic wisdom into your daily life. What shifts are you noticing in your mindset, relationships, or inner peace? Your story could be the light someone else is praying for. The power of faith and trust, linking faith to personal growth. The journey of faith is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong path of growth, surrender, and renewal. Surah At-Tawbah, verse 51, reminds us of one of the most profound truths of our existence. Say, "Never will we be struck except by what Allah has decreed for us. He is our protector. And upon Allah, let the believers rely." Faith doesn't eliminate hardship. It transforms how we experience it. It's not about escaping trials, but about navigating them with calm, purpose, and trust in the one who sees what we cannot. Many people seek success, peace, and clarity through external means, money, status, relationships. But the Quran invites us inward, teaching that lasting strength and growth come through trust in Allah's plan. True success isn't always measured in worldly gain, but in how gracefully we respond to life's tests. Every struggle becomes a tool for elevation when we meet it with faith. And every setback becomes a setup for something greater if we trust that Allah is always guiding, always protecting, even when we don't yet understand. Real life story. The story of Prophet Yusuf Aiz. Among the Quran's most moving narratives is the story of Prophet Yusuf, Joseph, a man whose entire life seemed marked by suffering, yet whose unwavering faith transformed every trial into triumph. As a child, Yusuf was betrayed by his own brothers, thrown into a well, and sold into slavery. He later faced false accusations and was unjustly imprisoned. From a human perspective, it looked like everything was falling apart. But through every moment, Yusuf held firm in his belief that Allah had a plan. He didn't let bitterness take root. He didn't lose hope. He continued to act with integrity, patience, and prayer. And then, as only Allah can design, the story turned. Yusuf was freed from prison, elevated to a position of power in Egypt, and reunited with his family in a beautiful reconciliation that only divine wisdom could orchestrate. His journey wasn't just a return to status, it was a return to purpose. Yusuf's faith made him not only a survivor, but a guide and leader for others. His life is a perfect embodiment of Surah At-Tawbah, verse 51. No matter what struck him, he believed it was part of what Allah had decreed, and that belief became his light through the darkness. How has your faith helped you overcome life's toughest moments? Think about a time when everything felt uncertain, yet your trust in Allah pulled you through. Maybe it was a health crisis, a loss, a major life decision, or just a moment of deep fear. What lesson from Surah At-Tawbah, verse 51, has resonated most with you? Share your reflections in the comments below. Sometimes, hearing how others have trusted Allah through difficulty is exactly what someone else needs to reignite their own faith. Together, let's build a community grounded in trust, growth, and spiritual support.
Just like Yusuf's story reminds us, faith doesn't just carry us through hardship. It transforms us into people of wisdom, strength, and grace. Conclusion and final call to action. Inclusion. As we come to the end of this journey, take a moment to breathe and reflect. Surah At-Tawbah, verse 51, is more than just words on a page. It's a lifeline, a divine promise, a call to courage in times of chaos. Say, never will we be struck except by what Allah has decreed for us. He is our protector. And upon Allah let the believers rely. This verse reminds us that we are never alone. Whatever you're going through, be it heartbreak, uncertainty, loss, or confusion, know this: Allah is with you. His wisdom is greater than your worry. His mercy is more vast than your fear. If you can let this verse settle into your heart, reciting it, living it, trusting it, you will begin to see the world differently. Your problems won't magically disappear, but your perspective will shift. You'll feel grounded, resilient, guided. Every trial becomes a test. Every challenge becomes a chance. Every delay becomes a doorway. When you choose faith over fear, you choose strength over stress. You choose connection over confusion. You choose to walk in the light of divine trust. Let this verse be your anchor, in storms and stillness alike. Let it remind you that you have a protector who never leaves, never fails, and never forgets. Do you accept the 7-day challenge? Are you ready to experience what life feels like when you truly surrender to Allah's plan? Drop a comment below. How will you integrate this verse into your daily routine? What thoughts or experiences came up for you during this video? Have you ever seen your life shift when you chose to trust Allah? Your reflections might spark someone else's breakthrough. And if this message spoke to your heart, don't forget to like the video, subscribe for more Quranic inspiration, share this with someone who may need this reminder right now. Let's build a global community centered on faith, reflection, and real change, one verse at a time. And upon Allah let the believers rely. If this video was helpful to you, please share it with your loved ones and leave a comment to tell me what you learned. Your support helps a lot to spread the message and grow this community. Barakallahu fikum.